Inner Child 2. Hello everyone, welcome to the second lesson on the inner child. In the previous lesson, I explained the basic concept of the inner child and how to begin this practice. In this lesson, I will focus on some exercises related to the inner child, which are among the most important actions in all spiritual practices. If you cannot perform these actions, many people might fall asleep during the practice due to a lack of focus, which would be a great pity. There are three particularly important actions. The first action is to close your eyes. Whenever we engage in any inner transformation, whether it's related to the inner child, family of origin, wise elder, or shadow projection, if our eyes are open, our vision will receive external stimuli such as light, photographers, directors, and the images of others. This will cause our thoughts to be distracted by the external world, preventing us from delving into our inner self. All spiritual practices are, in fact, inner transformations and are unrelated to external realities. Therefore, this is very important because we are not trying to transform the external environment. For example, when we deal with the inner child, we may need to face events from 10 or 50 years ago. Those events no longer exist in the past, and we cannot find them. Even if we return to the building where we grew up as children, the building may have been demolished. The person who bullied us may no longer be alive, the father who scolded us may have passed away many years ago. Where do these things exist? They exist only in our hearts, so the only thing that needs to be transformed is our heart. Thus, we must be very clear that whether we are talking about an ex-husband or an ex-wife, they are all projections of the mind. We need to transform the harm our parents caused us and also transform the parents projected by our minds. All of life's experiences happen in the present moment. No matter what you have experienced, from the moment you were born, all of your experiences have occurred in the present moment. So what happens when I close my eyes? When I close my eyes, I let go of the external world, and my focus shifts from external elements such as photographers and cameras to my inner self, allowing me to feel the state of my inner world. The longest journey in life is the journey from the mind, our perceptions and awareness of the external world, step by step to the heart in this present moment. This is the key to transformation. Therefore, develop a habit of quieting yourself when you are on a bus or waiting for someone. Even while eating, closing your eyes can enhance your sense of taste, touch, perception, and smell. Or when I feel anxious, worried, helpless, or fearful, these emotions will also become more sensitive. So, the first thing to remember when doing any transformation is to close your eyes and develop this habit. The second thing is to place your hand on your chest. This is a great anchor for the heart, just like a ship needs an anchor to stabilize itself in the sea. How can our hearts remain stable? We need an anchor for the heart. Placing your hand gently on your chest symbolizes respect for your heart and subconscious. I no longer live under the gaze of others. Whether you love me, hate me, criticize me, or praise me, these are your opinions and have nothing to do with me. What matters most is not how you see me, but how I see myself. So, develop the habit of being true to yourself, understanding yourself, and connecting with your inner self. Many people's pain and wounds stem from living under the gaze of others. Because of some words from others, or because of something a father said 30 years ago, this pain may persist to this day, even carrying the wounds into the grave, turning into ashes, still filled with anger and sadness. Isn't that a pity? It's a great pity. Therefore, the wisdom of life lies in knowing how to take care of yourself, becoming your own best parent, and caring for your wounded inner child. We will discuss how to perform this practice in detail after 2 lessons. For now, let's focus on some fundamentals. First, close your eyes. Second, place your hand on your chest and make this a habit. I love this action very much. Even when I see a message and my first reaction might be, "Are you kidding me?" I immediately remind myself to return to my inner self. Otherwise, my emotions could get caught up in that sentence or message, and anger or sadness would surge. I immediately place my hand on my chest, close my eyes, and return to my inner self, connecting with my own needs. This is a very good action. Practice it often. There is even another excellent exercise, especially suitable for beginners, called the upper and lower hands exercise. Place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your lower abdomen, 2 inches below the navel. The benefit of placing your left hand on the lower abdomen is that when you take deep breaths, you can feel the rise and fall of your breath, which helps us relax, focus on the present moment, and then close our eyes. Of course, keep your back straight. Slouching is easy, but if you sit up straight, it's hard to feel unhappy or sad. When you slouch, it's difficult to feel happy or smile. The body influences emotions, so the body and mind are united and interactive. Develop the habit of keeping your back straight. It not only benefits your spine but also helps with your emotions. Notice that friends with depression or emotional issues often slouch. Even if you are happy, try slouching for 5 minutes, and you might enter a state of sadness and helplessness. Conversely, someone who feels helpless can try sitting up straight and might feel a bit happier. Make good use of our bodies to influence our emotions. Third, in addition to closing your eyes and placing your hand on your chest, practice distancing yourself from all external people and things. This is a visualization exercise. Visualization doesn't mean seeing something. You don't need to see anything. Many people can't see anything, and that's okay. Visualization is just a feeling. You may see something or see nothing. Some people see things very clearly, like watching a movie, while others see nothing, and that's fine. Sometimes I cry, but the feeling is very strong. The definition of visualization is simple. It's about feeling connected to the present reality, at this very moment, using your heart, not your mind or eyes. With open eyes, it's basically impossible to visualize. So, if you're not used to it, close your eyes in your room when you're alone and feel safe, and you can do this exercise. Distancing is very important. How far you distance yourself is up to you. You can start with someone very close to you, or someone you love or hate deeply, and distance them as far as you want, tens of feet, hundreds of feet, even thousands or tens of thousands of feet. If you have someone very close and don't want to distance them too far, just move them tens of feet away. What's the key? The key is that we are usually too close to them, and our emotions are influenced, even determined, by the external environment. The benefit of distancing is that I return to myself, I own myself. This is very important. Develop this habit. The first time you do this exercise, it may feel unfamiliar, but I encourage you to do it daily and gradually become comfortable with it. Even if that person is right in front of you, your mother scolding you 5 feet away, your boss criticizing you 7 feet away, you can remain calm because you are used to distancing them. Even if my boss is scolding me 10 feet away, I relax, shrink them, and their voice becomes fuzzy, turns black and white and less distinct. My emotions are no longer disturbed. I just mentioned 3 small techniques. First, placing your hand on your chest. Second, closing your eyes. And third, distancing them. Are these basic skills manageable? Then, when practicing, remember that there are 3 situations where it is not suitable to do the exercises. First, when you are emotionally agitated. When you are emotionally agitated, it is impossible to practice. When you feel angry, start with breathing exercises. If you are very agitated, there is no need to speak. Just let yourself relax, take deep breaths, inhale deeply, and exhale deeply. There is a breathing technique I really like, which I often do myself. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and visualize the great love of the universe. If you have a religious belief, this is easy to do. You can imagine God being with you, or the Holy Spirit being with you. If you practice Buddhism, you can feel that the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are with you. If you don't have a religious belief, you can imagine the sacredness of the universe, a value greater than yourself, the truth, goodness, and beauty of the universe. It could be a grassland, the cutest cat, or your favorite dog, all of which symbolize the sacredness of the universe. Feel that love, a love that is unconditional. It's not about whether I'm handsome or not. Flowers and trees don't bloom because someone passes by, they radiate the light of life regardless. The sun shines on you no matter the time, whether you are good or bad. This is unconditional love. The universe gives us unconditional love, so try to connect with it more. When you feel uneasy, connect with the great love of the universe, take deep breaths, and then begin any spiritual practice. Second, do not practice immediately after eating. After eating, blood concentrates in the digestive system, which can make you feel uncomfortable. Practicing requires a lot of energy. After eating, allow yourself to walk around and relax. Generally, it's better to wait at least half an hour, or even an hour, after eating before practicing for better results. Third, most importantly, if you are not determined to change, these practices are useless. You might feel that they don't help you. We need to understand that the sole purpose of these practices is inner transformation, not changing others. Never practice with the intention of making your husband love you more, or making your wife love you more, or to stop them from annoying you. You cannot achieve that. The purpose of the practice is not to change others but to change yourself. It's not about completing the practice and then expecting your boss to treat you differently or your husband to act a certain way. Even if someone is difficult, we only need to change ourselves, and we will see a different version of them. Here are a few additional tips. First, some people need to play music, especially when they are not used to practicing. Choose music you like. If you find you don't need music, you can practice anywhere, anytime. Second, some people need to see a cross or a Buddha statue in front of them. You can choose according to your needs because everyone is unique. Grow in your own way. Even when visualizing your inner child, I have an important tip, which we will discuss in detail in the next lesson. If you have a memory map, I encourage you to visualize your inner self. Imagine a cross representing God's presence within you, and God's love residing in your heart. If you practice Buddhism, you can see a lotus flower in your heart, with the inner child standing on it, dancing. Or you can visualize the infinite light of the Buddha enveloping your inner child. These are powerful and impactful visualizations. The idea is to connect with the sacred inner self according to your background, as different people have different imaginations of their sacred inner selves. How about we take the final minute to do a simple relaxation and breathing exercise? Let yourself completely relax. Remember where to place your hands, make it a habit. At least one hand should be on your chest. Then, just take deep breaths, slowly and deeply. Close your eyes, and distance all the images currently appearing in your mind. Let them appear and disappear without holding on to them. Remember the principle of mindfulness: do not criticize, label, or judge any feelings in the present moment. Allow them to appear, and continue to relax. Then connect to the most sacred part of your inner self. You can feel your inner child happily dancing, surrounded by divine light, infinite light, or a force of truth, goodness, and beauty greater than yourself, embracing and enveloping you. You feel deeply loved. Do you remember the 3 sentences I mentioned in the last lesson? I am safe. I am worthy of love. My life is valuable. This inner child practice is just some preparatory work.